Quickly ask you about Adam Henrik, actually, because he's had a pretty effective 9-game stretch, has 7 points, but he's also a big part of that penalty kills that's doing so well. What's maybe underappreciated about a guy like him?
Adam does a little bit of everything. He's typically, scored more than he has this year, and just his past, just with the role that he's playing, less opportunity on the power play and not playing with high-profile players, minutes, that sort of thing. More of a checking role, but now playing with Skinner and Janmark, we've put together a nice little line there that we feel that's been progressing and playing really well for us, and especially Rico being the center of that line. That play is really driven by him, and huge on face-offs on the penalty kill, and a little bit of power play time now, and his play has been increasing in the last couple weeks.
Speaking of progressing, sorry, Tony, switching focus to Philip Broberg and Dylan Holloway. Both those players grew under your watch during the course of the playoffs. Your, organization lost them on the RFA offer sheets. Have you kept an eye on what they've done with St. Louis? Your thoughts on coaching them and watching them grow and become a key parts to what you guys did in the Stanley Cup final last year?
Two really good young hockey players, unfortunately left, but under the circumstances that had to happen. And as following their progress, other than seeing them in the scoring results from their game before, not really. We haven't had many games of pre-scout that St. Louis has been playing, so I haven't really followed how they're doing. And obviously, getting ready for tomorrow's game, we'll have a better idea of how they're playing, how they fit in. But it seems like it's working out for them there.
Offer sheets are very, I think, intriguing to fans. What was that week like for you? You kind of finish. You're probably thinking, okay, good, I get a bit of a rest here, and then next thing you know, two young developing players get this sheet. I just wonder what it was like for a coach new to you.
Well, it was mostly under Stan's watch, and Stan was getting all of everybody's input, Jeff Jackson, the coaching staff, the pro scouts, amateur scouts, seeing what we have and what's coming up and what our team needs are, my perspective, how those players fit in, and opposed to what our team looked like with the new players coming in. For me, it was just offering that advice and how I saw them as players. Obviously, he knew those players, but not as familiar as we were because he's just joined the organization. And that's pretty much my role.
During the week that Stan had to assess the offer, the Oilers organization acquired Vasily Podkolzin and Ty Emberson. So how would you assess their performance for you through the first 26 games?
It's obviously with the offer sheet, you never want to lose players, especially young players that are NHL players and that can help you not only short term but long term. But on the flip side of it, you look at what that forced us to do, and we had a couple of replacements, specifically Ty Emberson and Podkolzin, and we're extremely happy with them and love what they're doing for our team. And would we have had those players if the offer sheets didn't happen? And maybe not, but it definitely forced us to do something, and we got two excellent hockey players that are helping our team tremendously. So it's it's tough. We love the players that we got. We had two players leave, but we're very fortunate that we got the two that we did.
So, we talked a few days ago about Four Nations upcoming, and obviously those teams were picked rather. There were some guys that obviously didn't get on to those teams. Did you have to, or anyone with the coaching staff have to talk to those players in terms of giving them any type of reset for what's to come here with the Oilers?
I think everyone's talked to them a little bit. I think they're disappointed. They want to play for their country, and we had numerous of them that didn't quite make the Canadian team. And there's some other situations, but they're professional and they know how many good hockey players there are, and it's not specifically about them. It's about the role that they fit in, and I think we've got some players that have been excellent years, careers especially, and another person making the team obviously might have them on it, but it's tough. There's a lot of good players, and in my perspective, I know these guys very well. I think they should have been on it, but obviously there's a lot of coaches and a lot of general managers that feel very have a bias.
Did you look at it in a different way as a coach, that these guys get some nice rest for you for the second half, for this down stretch and potentially playoffs for you?
In the long run, it's probably better, but I think they can learn from that experience, and it means a lot to them. I think about Connor McDavid when he was 17. He made the World Juniors, and he was an extremely good hockey player in the first part of that year. He went to the World Juniors and came back, and it was like he took another step. So, I don't know if that has the same effect on some players at their point of their career as they do when they're at that age. But, I'm not sure. And, I don't think it would hurt them having some time off.